guys, and welcome back to my channel, Obsessed with Christmas. I'm Rebecca, and today we're going to do part 2 of the estate area, including all the landscaping and finishing, of course, with snow. Grab your tools and let's get crafting. Everything is dry. I have taken some parchment paper and I have cut out a rough covering because I'm going to cover this part with a different type of ground cover, and I don't want everything to get lost as I do this. Okay. I have my glue. Okay. I'm going to start with some of this time. It is medium ballast in the buff color. Looking the wrong side. Okay. And I'm just going to sprinkle this somewhat generously. And as this dries, we're going to take it, I'll lay down maybe another tarp. I'll lay down another tarp and I will shake it, or I'll tap the back, really, not shake it. I'll tap the back. That way the excess can fall off. You can put it in a bag and reuse it if you want to. But the main reason I do that is to help when I'm moving this later on and I inevitably have to tilt it a little bit to go this way or that way, and everything doesn't just fall off. Okay, now the other side. That I'm going to use for a different project. And I will show you. Guys, if y'all get scrap foam, also save it. I'm not worried about the glue that I get on my mountains. It's fine. Or my rocks, really, they're not really mountains, are they? They're not big enough. As long as I can avoid the mountains, move that out of the way so you can see a little bit better. How about, I'll be okay. And this is a platform that's going to go right at the end. So it's, I build about 6 each year, and they go in the front and the back, each about 2 feet long. So I'm not going to worry about cutting a hole for this one because the light cord is just going to go over the side back here. So you won't see it. There we go. And then some shakes. Shake, 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 shake. Trying to minimize this village. Although that is the good thing about working in the garage. It's a little bit easier, you know, as opposed to working on your dining table. Okay. And there's a little bit that has to go back here. There we go. And don't be afraid to get in there with your fingers. There's a couple bare spots because we didn't do the gray, you know, streaks all over this one like we did on the other one. I really want to make sure that our stuff is covered. Okay, we're going to go in again with this, the static flock, which may not pick up as well on camera. But when you do this in person, you can see. You can see it's adding some different texture. Like it looks more smooth almost right there. That is the beauty of Christmas villaging. You can decide for yourself what you want to do. Again, my village has snow, or it will. Snow hasn't fallen yet. But my village has snow because where I live, no snow. And I want snow. I like snow. But maybe you want to recreate where you live, or maybe you live somewhere where you do get a lot of snow and you're like, you know what, you are crazy. I do not want to recreate snow. I'm going to go in now with the grass, the green. This mostly just provides a little bit of contrast. Sorry, my brain fritzed out there for a second. I was like, what's the word I'm looking for? So that you can tell stuff apart better. Again, you don't have to do this. You could paint it all white, put your snow down, and you'd be done. And if that's what you wanted to do, I say go for it. I do it this way because this makes me happy. All right. Okay, I went ahead and sprayed a little bit more of my glue. Didn't actually do the alcohol this time. Mostly because I forgot. But I have it over there. And I'm just going to take these off. And I'll throw those away in the trash. So you more or less now you have your other area preserved and good to go. This part right here will need touch-ups. Not too worried about that. Main thing, I could have traced it if I really wanted to be super precise about it. I was not, and I did not, and it's fine. But what I want to do, I'm going to use a paper plate. I'm going to mix my, it's called ballast, and my brown ballast. And what I'm going to do is make it here. We're going to touch up a little bit of that actually right now, because this is how it goes. How about that? Okay. Okay. And now we're going to spray this. Remember, the pink area is where the house is going to sit. So I am not going to put anything there because I will have to actually carve a hole for that, which I can show you in a little bit. Okay, I don't know how much we're going to need. I'm actually pretty terrible at estimating. I either way overdo it or I way underdo it. Like just now, I poured the buff ballast and then this, and I don't know, maybe that worked out. We'll see. I feel like I want it to be pretty even. I don't know, this is hard. So I want it to be like different than the surrounding areas, right? Like somebody, because this is our estate area, so they had, you know, landscapers come and do stuff. I don't know, that actually looks fairly good, different than this. And the very scientific sort of method here. I'm sure that they have a shaker that you could get, and you could do this and it would be 100% easier. Or maybe you could have done this first and then you could have done the other one. But in my brain, you have to, one side's going to be harder than the other anyway. And so this is the way, you know, that I chose to do it this year. But if you're looking at this and go, you know, it would have been a lot easier for you if you'd done it this other way, feel free to do it the other way. In fact, if you do it the other way, you do things different than the way I show them, leave a comment below. Let me know, did it work? Is it easier? If it's easier, I may just take you up on it. Okay, see? Terrible at estimating. We haven't even done half and we're almost out. Although, there we go. Just sort of patting. I don't want to like push too hard. It's a delicate process. If I don't use all of this, I am definitely going to put this in a bag, because I do lots of sort of these mixed projects. Usually it involves like 2023, I think I did a scene where my observatory had a waterfall, and I had rocks. Well, I actually used little rocks, but you know, you could use this too, lining the outline of the lake and the outline of the river. and our glue. I always keep extra glue on hand too. You can tell I'm running out of glue. Not worried, because I have extra. Okay, one last little note, I think. I really want this defined rather well, and I got a little bit sloppy there. A little too excited there about, about finishing. Okay, and for those of you wondering, Rebecca, look at this big black areas. What are we going to do? Don't worry about it. We have not installed our bushes yet. Our landscapers are not here yet. Once they get here, everything will be fine. Okay. And don't forget, I'm not going to do this on camera because it's too hard, but I'm going to take this once it has dried, has a chance to dry overnight, and I'm going to tap it out. All the excess falls off. That may result in putting a little bit more down, but that is okay. I have cut several little pieces from my previous spring branches that I bought. I also found some, these are technically from a fall bush, but I found them and thought, oh, well, these would be good to just add for a small pop of color. This, I did cut a hole that you can see. It's bigger than probably necessary, but to make it really easy to put my cord in for my estate house. This is the estate area, and so it's not going to be quite so wild like our other one was, because on our estate we have some gardeners. So we have gardeners that are going to keep a lot of this in check. So the first part we're going to do is this part right up here. A little more wild up here, you know, where the little hunting lodge goes. That's a little more wild. So once again, I have my scenic glue. Oh, we may need to switch glues, actually. Okay, once again, we're going to go with the good old styro goo from Hot Wire Foam Factory. I mean, that's staying okay, but I'd like it to stick down, not up. And this one is about, I don't know, an inch and a half, 2 inches. It's going to be on the more back end. I'm being careful to not put too much right here because this is a walkway, not really for carriages. It's too steep and too short, but you know, kind of a walkway area for folks to get up. So I don't want to put a whole bunch of foliage there and make it real hard for everybody to get up. And I don't want to put too much stuff in the very back because the hunting lodge is going to hide that anyway. So we're not going to decorate the back. And maybe if you had a 360 display and you really wanted to, you know, where people were going to see it, then yeah, go for it. This, once again, we're gonna try. I have ideas of where stuff should go, But it does not always cooperate with me. It does not always cooperate. We're going to have to hold it. It says 30 seconds. So we'll see. This is going to stand up here. I have this idea and it will come to fruition. How I'm going to achieve it, not sure. But it will come to fruition. All right, after some messing around with it, I got it. So we're going to be very careful in that corner to not touch things. I'm just lining parts of the platform with some glue. And then I can go in and I can stick things. And I bumped that. Darn it. See? I had it. And I got too excited about it. Now let it get away from me. I may wind up, actually, that's an idea. We're going to use some rocks. We're going to use our talus. These are coarse gray. All right. Okay. And there. That actually helps. Gives it a little bit of stability. All right, let's continue on. that about wraps it up for here. I'm not going to do too much there because the house is going to be here and you're not going to be able to see it. So I don't want to waste my time on something that nobody's going to be able to see anyway. All right, I finished a few things here. I just put some more lichen on sort of underneath for different textures, different colors. At the end we'll do the snow, but first I wanted to line the driveway here. I took my gloves off because the glue kept sticking to my gloves and it's very difficult. So I want to line the whole driveway, and we're going to use some dark clump foliage, and I still have some light green clump foliage, and I like to kind of mix the two together. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe put some bushes just like sort of right here, or maybe make a circle, because this area and this area all around is going to be lined with fences that I am 3D printing, and that is a job in and of itself. So maybe just, you know, something sort of like a small landscape, something or other right there. Okay, so I've pulled out some. Again, I like to sort of do different colors, you know, not all the same color. I can't put it too close because I do have a fence that is going to go, in fact, I have one here. It's not painted yet. Okay, that's a little bit close actually. So we'll start about like right here. So I just won't put anything right there. That's a little big, but that's okay. And then I'm just tearing it. It literally is clumps. And so I'm just tearing and putting down. I don't want to do also like a totally even pattern, like dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, because that almost looks too weird as well in my brain. So we are going dark, light, but it's not just, you know, one right after the other. In fact, this one we're going to continue the dark there for a little bit longer, and then we will end, I think, with just a little light. All right, that looks pretty good. So do the sort of eyeball math and follow the line, kind of right there. That's good. I just sort of want it right at the beginning. You can decide later if you would prefer, maybe you do want it to go all the way around. And maybe I do. Maybe I do want it to go further around, and then I'll just leave a couple of small openings. That's what happened to me last year. Okay, I finished the rest of this off camera, but similar thing. I'm not going to spray any alcohol or the other glue on it, because once the scenic glue dries, it will be fine.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
You may notice that I put more bushes. It's just something I sort of decided to do. This is how my brain works. Back with our soft flake snow and our sugar shaker of snow. And I'm just doing this. I am not going to put as much snow here to differentiate. There is, over in this area, I am going to put a garden, so I'm also not going to put as much snow over there. Because I have a Limax moss mat that I am going to use. Back here is the orangery, which again would have been where wealthy people had citrus fruits. Oranges being popular, hence the name orangery, because you needed a greenhouse to grow them. And so your average citizen in the Georgian and Victorian eras would not have been able to afford this. I also read an interesting tidbit that says for really fancy parties that people had, sometimes they would rent pineapples. Again, pineapples growing in Hawaii, and I'm sure other hothouse places. Not that easy to obtain. Very wealthy people would rent pineapples for parties, just to show off. I'm just holding my hand here under this to try and catch some of the snow so that I can then put it back. I'm just trying to get the greenery here. I think it needs a little bit, and it needs like a little bit, but also the bushes do help define that, oh, there's this driveway area, right? If it was all the same, it might be harder to see. So that's another reason to have it. I left these open because otherwise the people would have to step over the bushes. So I'm going to maybe put something here, like a small little column. I did get a couple of topiaries earlier this year. Maybe I'll put them there. I'm not quite sure yet. Sorry, some of this is off camera just due to how big this platform is. This is another platform that's about it's 2 feet. It's 2 feet deep by about 2.5 feet long. We're going to definitely need some over here. The orangery is not that big. And you can cover your whole platform. When you do it, you know, if you want to cover the entire thing, again, if you want to do something totally snowy, it's fine with me. I'm just leaving over here. I'm leaving that's for the orangery. Actually, not that. It's longer than it is deep. So there we go. And this actually here. Cut some of that out. I filled that in. That should be about the size of the orangery. And then right about there should be good for the Lemax moss mat, which is going to have the which is going to be the garden. All right, guys. I'm going to spray it again with some of my alcohol, just the rubbing alcohol you get at the store. It's like $1 or $2. And then I'll put another thing of glue down, and this platform will be done for the estate area. Not sure if we're going to work on the farm next or the shopping district, but either way, come back. See y'all soon.